turn your mics off over there. A little bit of reverb. Says it's offline. Give it a minute to come on.
Is that one stay off?
Yes. Okay, guys, come on. Put the OBS back up where I can see it. Hey, guys.
Bandana Grandma.
Bandana Grandma. Let's move the chat up where we can see it.
I'm working toward that part.
Oh, a little bit higher
Well,
there.
okay. It's not cooperating.
Oh, that's funny.
He's laughing at me in the chat.
Oh, man.
We got several popping in.
Wow, okay.
Okay, I'm leaving it alone.
Don't touch it no more. We're there. All right. Hey, guys. Racist Country Life. Dolphin Man. All right. Roxanne. Jay Wallace. Amy Davis. Hey, guys.
Roxanne, Kathleen.
Oh, let me get my OBS back up here where I can see. That way we're not lagging. I can kind of see what's going on. Oh.
Tammy, I am. I'm so excited. I've been staring
at a giraffe all night.
Not the one that's supposed to be giving birth, right?
I hope not.
Is that thing not giving birth yet? I mean, I'm just asking. The Texas boys, hey, glad you guys are here.
It's awful hot in here tonight, man.
Well, do you see what you got going on?
I know it. We got a fire going behind us here and trying to keep the house warm. We're supposed to have a freeze warning, and it's just crazy, crazy weather, y'all.
All right, World Without Rule of Law and Mary Reed, Rocky Branch Farmstead.
Yeah.
No, Rocky Brook Farmstead. Okay, the reason I messed that up, where I come from, that's a song.
Yeah, back where I come from.
Back where I come from, there's a place called, there's Melody too.
Oh, hey, Melody.
It's called Rocky Branch.
Yeah.
So every time I see your name, I'll say Rocky Branch instead of Brook.
Yeah.
And I think they won second place on the Pratt family.
They did, on the Pratt family.
See,
yeah.
I mentioned it. I remembered that. And if y'all had seen our day today, you'd wonder if I remember anything. Hey, there's our daughter too. One of them anyway.
Oh, it is. I'm sitting here trying to keep up with how fast that joker's already traveling. I'm like, wow. You know?
Did we get snow? No, in Mississippi we don't get snow.
We don't get no snow here, man. I mean, we might occasionally, but we didn't get any snow this time. We just got freeze warnings coming up. They're talking about in the morning the wind chill is supposed to be 29 degrees. Thursday morning supposed to be 29 again. We have been frantically working all day long, trying to cover up sweet potatoes, trying to cover up snap beans.
Green beans.
The sweet corn.
Potatoes, the fingerlings. Not the Irish potatoes, just the fingerlings
that we have in the tubs. Yeah, we try to get them covered up. There's just the sweet corn. There's no way we're going to be, it's just too much of it to cover. So it's, it may all die. I don't know.
Well, the thing about sweet corn, though, we can replant.
We can disc it all up and replant it if we have to, yeah. But we're not wanting to, y'all just have to keep us in your prayers here. We jumped out there, everything was warm. We have our peach trees are loaded with little peaches.
I know this lady's a homesteader.
Who
Tammy, I am. She has all her tomatoes in her bathroom with a heater on.
Oh, yeah.
You are a homesteader.
You might be a homesteader if you put your tomatoes in your bathroom.
With the heater on.
With the heater on.
Now, it would be really cute if they were in the jacuzzi with the heater blowing down on it, just saying.
Yeah.
That would be a homesteader.
That would be a homesteader. But, yeah, we've been fighting all day today trying to get ready for this cold weather that's coming in here because, like I said, we've got small peaches about the size of your little fingernail all over our trees. Our pear trees blooming out. I mean, we're probably going to lose a lot of stuff this year. We'll probably lose our fruit this year because everything bloomed out early. And
we have video on that. But Roy is being very generous, but no thank you, Roy. He's offering to send us snow. He believes in sharing.
Well,
no.
We'll
have to pass on that one.
Oh, yeah, Ginger was what a pleasant surprise. Yeah, we was sitting around here talking a while ago, and we got to talking about our Saturday night live stream. We were saying goodbye to Dirt Patch Heaven. They had been here for a week, and we didn't get a chance to talk about our videos. We didn't get a chance to talk about anything. Really, we just sit around and shot the bull. Had a good time with them. Scratch Made Homestead was here right before we went online. They rushed home to Mobile trying to catch us, and we just
actually, he was watching on the road. He
said
that
on the road,
just to make us see our reaction, and it was priceless, I know.
But we didn't get a chance to talk about nothing we really want to talk about because it was kind of a sad time for us having to say goodbye to Dirt Patch Heaven.
And we have a video coming up this week. It's
we
just
got
a short one, but
a little short video coming up about that. So
we spent our weekend with them this time, or the week.
Spent the whole week with them.
Not really filming like we did the first time. We did a lot of filming the first time. This time we just chilled.
Yeah, we just chilled out. Didn't do a lot of videoing this time. We shot just a little bit, but it wasn't much. Mainly Julianne helped plant. That's one thing she wanted to do. She helped butcher chickens. That's another thing she wanted to do.
And the rest of the time
we just sit around and shot the bull. It's kind of enjoyed ourselves because it kind of was a sad time because we knew that when they left, we may not ever see them face to face again. Because that's a long way across the country to have to come. No, they didn't fly home, Rocky Brook. They drove back because they had a few stops on the way back that they wanted to make. But they are on a quest to get home because they need to get there by a certain time. So.
Yeah, she was at the Mississippi River. Yeah, that was pretty cool. It actually was cool because they were bundled up except for John. She didn't, for some reason,
she didn't leave him no clothes out.
And if you'd have seen the car packed, for them to find something in there would have been almost impossible. But it was funny that he didn't have a jacket.
Yeah. And I'm gonna miss doing videos with her and John. We did the collaboration of North versus South. Julianne took a bunch of our seeds home. She's gonna be actually planting them back up in Idaho to kind of show as an experiment to see if Deep South Homestead seeds can survive the harsh climate of Idaho. So we're just excited to be back on here tonight. But anyway.
Yeah, and we had a call from a friend. We
had a call. I've been on the phone all evening. Let me put it that way. I've had several calls this evening, but we have one specific subscriber who called from Connecticut.
And Elizabeth just wanted us to kind of share with everybody a true story.
This is a true story, she said, in Connecticut, talking about a life-changing event. She says, Danny, you're always talking about life-changing events. Well, it happened up here. She said, they had a freak blizzard come through up there, dumping, what'd she say, 18 inches of snow.
I don't know, it was a lot.
And people were panicking. They were running to the grocery stores. The gas stations were running out of gas. There's no gas for people to get to run generators.
They can't get money out of the ATMs.
They could not use the ATMs. The stores was only accepting cash.
They were out of meat.
And there was no meat, no food in the stores hardly to be got. She said people were just running around like chickens with their head cut off. It was just nobody was prepared. And she said this was a life-changing event. She said, what'd she say? How many? She said million. I forgot how many.
She told how many million
people there was up there that was not prepared. And she was talking about how she was really prepared.
And she was actually feeding her neighbors.
She was feeding her neighbors helping her neighbors out because nobody could get any gas. Nobody could go get the service stations was just shutting down. There was just no way to get anything, and that was one of the things that she was talking about.
And she says, and Roy says, and this is why we prep. Yes, it doesn't have to be the end of the world or an apocalypse or a bomb or whatever. It doesn't have to be any of those big things happen. It just is that something can change your life, whether it is like a blizzard or the Orville Dam or a tornado or you simply get sick and can't work.
Yeah.
All those things.
Somebody asked in the chat, I seen it going wrong. Sheila, I think Sheila was asking, do we sell seeds? We sell some types of seeds. Now we don't have just a collection that we already
mainly
offer.
Danny corn. His corn is on our Etsy store.
Yeah, we have Danny corn, and we may sell a few other seeds. But that you'd have to just private message us and let us talk to you about what we have here.
And I'm looking.
Okay, what is Rocky
Are you
Brooks
less
saying?
angry?
Am I? Look, I'm not.
Look, Tommy, you talked to him like for what?
You talked to me for like an
30
hour,
minutes?
man. Yeah, like 30 minutes to an hour today. You know what I was up to. But no, I am still angry. No. Oh man.
Tammy I.M. says he wasn't angry, just giving tough love. Yeah.
Yeah.
And tough love hurts.
Tough love hurts sometimes. Look, y'all have to understand. A lot of times, the business side of me will come out. Because I ran a business, like I told y'all, for 26 years. I owned my own business, and sometimes that business side of me will come out, and I have to I have to get it out every now and then.
I tried to talk him into the hat, Tommy.
Yeah, I almost put the real Amish hat on tonight because I have one. Yeah, I have one, and I'm gonna probably start wearing it when gardening season comes around to keep the sun off of me. But I've actually had it for about 25 years because I
don't know. Don't look at me. I ain't been here but 3.5.
You ain't been here but 3.5 years, but I had it a long time before
you had it long before me.
When I was
How many paratroopers says don't hold it back?
Don't ever hold it back. I ain't. I'm just.
Y'all have unleashed a booger sometimes.
I told Wanda, I said, one of these days you're going to find out who I really am. And I've been being real nice. I've been being real generous.
He's still nice.
I'm still a nice person. Yeah, I'm not a bad person.
He's just not just sidestepping.
Sometimes you just got to tell people like it is. It's not that you try to be mean. It's just that if you want them to survive, you ever seen anybody go in the military and they go, "Oh, son, please don't hurt yourself doing that." Just y'all be careful when you go out there. No, when you go out there, it's like when you go to get your hair cut. They look at you and go, "If you got any bump scars or protrusions on your head, boy, you better speak now."
And
you know how it is.
2 seconds to talk and just.
Yeah, you got A, B, and C line to get your hair cut, and they look at boys, see them coming out with a hair and skin. I'm not getting in that line. I'm gonna get this line over here. So yeah. It's a different world. Dan, you might have an Amish hat, but your beard still has ways to catch up, Doug.
He ain't gonna have no long beard. We are not.
I don't do the long beard thing, man. I like
this.
My woman likes me to look decent, so I'm gonna keep my beard trimmed. And plus, it just gets in my way all the time.
Big Bear says, "Yeah, I never heard that at Paris Island."
But yeah, we was
30 seconds to eat a full plate. Yeah, they kind of said, "No, sit there, son, and finish your plate."
Finish your plate up, and after about 30 seconds, they knock it off your table and tell you, "What you doing, boy? You think you come here to eat? This ain't no party."
Yeah.
Oh man.
Sometimes people gotta know.
You just gotta tell it like it is. Sometimes, And
I'm the easygoing one. I wouldn't say anything.
She's always getting on to me, telling me, "Danny, don't do that. Please don't do that. You're gonna ruin our whole YouTube channel if you do that." And I told her, I said, "Well,
you got 30 seconds."
What I got 30 seconds to say this? I'm sorry, because
he would be spitting it out in a heartbeat.
Oh man, I'd probably throw it out there in a heartbeat. You really wouldn't hear it, but yeah, I was raised. How does Brad say it? Brad was the one who was making fun of me that night. Said I was raised hard, and I was. There ain't no doubt about it. I was.
Well, every time he puts out a video that I think is pushing the limit in my book, because I watch how I say things most of the time, you guys come back and y'all just floor him with compliments, which makes him think, okay. And he just tells it like it is now, because he was trying to be nice most of the time. And I was trying to make him be nice. And he's not mean to anybody, don't get me wrong.
No.
But he just, when people are sitting here talking to him, and some of the guys that are on here tonight can tell you, when they're here talking to him, he just says whatever's on his mind. He tells you like it is, and they know he does.
Well, I don't wish to see nobody go through what's fixing to happen and
not know.
And me sit back, because the Bible says that the watchman on the wall,
I'll be back.
Okay, basically sees something happening and he doesn't warn the people, then their blood's on his hands. And, and with me knowing some of the things that's going to be coming down the pipe here pretty soon, uh, I can't sit back and not tell you because it'd be on my conscience all the time. And when I stand before God, um, I don't want to have to look at you in the face and have you say, man, why didn't you just tell me what was coming? So I don't want to be that person. I want to be upfront and straight with everybody. I just want to tell it like it is. Um, I know we got a lot of people who come on, they wear their feelings on their shirt sleeves, and I don't say things to be rude to anybody. It's just that sometimes you just got to tell it like it is. You know what I mean? Like with I give you for instance. I mean, like with this new dicamba that they've come out with to be used on our plants from here on out. Glyphosate was bad enough, but when you start adding 2,4-D weed killer to it, um, uh, Wanda and I is not going to be buying store-bought food anymore if we can help it. And like I told y'all, we're going to be cutting back on our animals because if I can't raise enough feed to feed my animals, I'm not buying the GMO corn that's been sprayed with dicamba because dicamba is going to destroy your central nervous system. It's going to destroy your kidneys and stuff like that. And if I got to feed it to my animals and then turn around and eat my animals, I'm going to try to beat it as long as I can. I'm going to try to stay ahead of it as much as I can. But, it's not good what they're doing to us. If y'all go back and start doing some research into it, it's real scary what they're bringing down the pipe for us this coming year. So, and I just want to be the kind of person that's honest with you.
And Robin's saying it true. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Some still won't believe what's to come. We find that every day. I feel bad for people. They message me and ask for how to make people see what's coming. And I can't make people see, and they can't either. You can only show them kindness. You can only show them how to do things. Like we can show you how to can. We can show you how to plant. We can show you the ups and downs we have. We can't make you do it. And you can always go buy your food. You can talk to people about prepping. If they can't grow food, talk to them about prepping.
Right.
Even if they just start out with a little bit every week, add a little to their stash. I mean, to me, if you can't grow it, you need to prep it.
Yes, nearly organic noshing. The feed's going so fast, I'm having to catch every other word. I called different popcorn companies. I've called Orville Redenbacher's. I've called all of them, and they've all told me that none of the popcorn that any of them's used so far that I found is GMO popcorn. So I haven't found one yet, and I'm not going to say that they're not out there, but I do a lot of calling. And
we do have some popcorn seed here.
Yes,
plant, but I don't know if we'll have the room this year.
But I have called and checked on popcorn because popcorn is kind of one of the little snacks that I like to try every now and then, and none of them have told me yet that they use GMO popcorn. That's not to say that they don't use some kind of irregular way of harvesting it, or storing it.
Now, homesteading with Hope said her children have been making fun of her for years, but now they're starting. And we're seeing that a lot. The younger generation is probably catching on faster than the generation that's probably in their 40s to 60s.
Yeah.
I would say under 40s catching on faster.
I saw the questions are going by me too fast. I'm gonna have to back up here just a minute. Y'all are gonna have to just bear with me because we come on kind of unexpected. What kind of pesticides do you use? Stacy Sawyer says, or do you use any? No, I do not use any pesticides here whatsoever. I literally try to do it as organically as possible with pesticides.
With these fire ants, though, we're trying to figure out which pesticide might kill them.
And Ginger Rose is saying that 2,4-D weed killer, what we call weed killer, is actually a natural, and she's right, it is a natural product that is grown in stuff that's in plant products. I agree with that. It's just that I don't like the chemical process that they use of it. I'm not saying that what you're saying is wrong. It's just that I don't use that hormone because it is a hormone, and I don't want that hormone in my food.
Weldon is a single mom just getting started out. Any special advice?
Oh, there's my girlfriend. Hey, Amy.
Hey, Amy.
I just happened to look up and saw it. When I seen that heart there, I knew it had to be her.
Okay, any advice for a single person starting out?
Stay small. Stay out of debt. Take baby steps. Don't set long-term goals. Set short-term goals. Set something that's achievable so you don't get discouraged, and don't overdo yourself with projects. Make sure you do something that you can see some results from. Don't try to start out farming too big. Plant some of the easy things, maybe some tomatoes, some squash, maybe some peppers, cucumbers, some of the easier things to grow in manageable amounts. And you don't necessarily have to jump out there and try canning and all that all at once. You might want to just freeze some stuff to start with till you kind of get the feel of how things grow and how to harvest them and stuff like that.
And Jay Wallace is saying, find a good Christian, like-minded man. Yes, but wait on God. That's my advice.
Yeah.
I've been through it. Danny's been through it. When you jump out there and just find somebody that you think is right, it might not be.
Right.
Always wait on God when it comes to matters of the heart. That's probably the hardest thing anybody can ever do, is to back off and make sure you're doing what you need, what God is wanting you to do, not what you want to do.
Nearly Organic Notion says fire ants are her biggest issue trying to have a back to Eden garden. That's the same way it is with us. We keep trying to tell people here at Deep South Homestead that back to Eden really doesn't work here, and it's simply because of fire ants and termites and all this kind of stuff. When you pile that stuff up and heat that ground up, the ants just go to it and they just start building beds in it. They cut your plants off. They climb up on to eat your fruit.
And we're probably going to be dealing with that because we had to cover strawberries and our green beans that are in containers.
Yep.
And all this stuff, and even our sweet potatoes on the hill, even though they're in the ground, we've covered them with like oatmeal containers and stuff. Those ants will build up when we move those containers. When we move them off of them,
everything around here will be covered up
covered
in
ants. And there were no ants over there today. But we'll show you when we uncover if there's ants. We're going to show you what's going on here. But I'm sure those black containers are going to be covered, and our strawberry beds will too. Because anytime you heat the earth up just
I'm gonna have to grab me another hat.
Anytime you heat the earth up just a little bit, anywhere here with anything like mulch or anything else, the fire ants come to it, and it's like they know. You can put it down today, and tomorrow they're there. Somewhere they were not even there.
They just, the greenhouse now, my greenhouse is starting to get full of them in the pots, and I'm fighting them, and it's just becoming.
Rocky Brook wants to know any advice
about a moving family to a different state to Homestead. The only thing I would tell you is before you move anywhere, or just start doing the research into covenants, ordinances, things like that.
Also know the
water rights,
the temperature differences
from what you're used to doing. How many planting days are you wanting a year? Because me and Dirt Patch talk about that in north versus south.
And the type soils.
She has about 60 to 80 days, I think it was.
It's not many.
And here I have up to 240 to 260 days. So it depends on where you want to garden. Soil types in the United States are different everywhere. Look at weather patterns. There's lots of things you have to look at.
Yeah. Check it all out before you move and make sure there's nothing there that will hinder you from doing what you think you want to do. Kind of know the idea you want to go and check the place thoroughly.
Stacy's wanting to know, what are your favorite herbs to grow?
All of them.
She likes them all.
If it's an herb, I grow it. Some of them I don't, but I'm getting into all of them. But probably lavender is probably one of my favorite. Stevia, I like it. We have passion flower here. We have it all over the place. I don't have to do anything with it. It just grows, and that's probably one of my favorite things is passion flower. Yeah. And all of a sudden our chat just went weird. I'm not sure
what just happened. I've seen Doug and Stacy come on.
Doug, did you do that to our chat? Just asked him. All of a
Our
sudden
chat
it went
just froze
really,
up.
well, no, it went blue.
It's all blue.
I'm not sure why.
I don't know what happened. Don't mess with that.
Yeah, I'm just putting it back. But I mean, all of a sudden our chat, the whole thing just went blue,
Everything
like somebody's
just,
highlighting.
like somebody's highlighting our whole chat. So maybe somebody's copying it. I don't know.
Somebody may be copying the chat. Just
It's possible.
I'm not
Anyway,
sure what's going on.
it makes it hard for me to read it.
Yeah, I can't read it with them doing that.
I don't know
Miss
what.
April just ordered 4 books on herbs. Yes, I like just about any kind because I studied herbs 25, 30 years ago for a long time and became a natural health consultant and things like that. I love that kind of stuff. And I've only had an opportunity since coming to Deep South to really grow the herbs I wanted to grow. Before,
Yeah.
I bought everything in bulk powdered form from companies that I trusted. Now I can't buy what I need, so we are managing to grow what we need. And here, Danny already had a good variety started, and I've just kind of increased it since I started the herb garden last fall a year ago.
Right.
It's turned into a beautiful place, and I'm hoping to add even more this year. So I think y'all will be surprised with the herb garden this year. It was really good last year, but I think it'll be even better this year.
Somebody going through there. I can't, since my thing changed its color there, I can't hardly see the writing in it. But somebody want to know, could I explain a little bit more about the wood stove that I installed? This is a Ponderosa. It is from the Vogelzang. It heats up to 3,000 square feet, and believe me, right now I'm sitting here with sweat pouring off of me. It's just it was a big job to put it in. I mean, the heater itself wasn't a big job. It's just because I had to do so much remodeling to put this one in. And we use, even though it comes with a blower, the blower moves like 100 cubic inches of air per minute, but we've got the Echo fan on top of it from Lehman's Hardware, and it moves another 75 cubic inches of air. So between the two of them, the Echo fan is kind of like an off-grid thing. If we don't have any electricity, then the Echo fan continues to move our air, but as long as we have that electricity, we use the fan along with it on the back of the blower. I really recommend this one because it has been, I mean, we just use little tiny pieces of wood, no bigger rounder than this, maybe 2 at a time, and it's heating. My house is over 2,000 square feet, and it's heating it with no problem. I'm telling you, it is a blessing.
Yes, Jeff Sullivan asked about how to get live feed notifications. When you subscribe, there's a little bell by it, and if you click that bell, you can select get notifications. Not saying you'll always get them because we still have people tell us that they get them late. Sometimes they don't get them at all, even though they are subscribed and they do hit that bell for notifications.
Okay, let me what else we got there? We have our container grown green beans we've been working on. Like I mentioned, y'all, we've been covering them up. We got the video out on it.
It'll be out tomorrow.
The container grown green beans? We already did that video.
We did the video, but the covering up
will be tomorrow. But we did our green beans in containers this year because a lot of our subscribers are in urban areas, and if we just keep planting in the fields all the time, then they feel like they kind of get left out. So we decided to plant in some containers this year, just to see how it works for us here at Deep South Homestead. It'll be a learning experience for us. Plus, it's a good thing to know the older we get, we may not be able to get out in the gardens. We may have to use the containers. So we want a little bit more information on that, and we're willing to let y'all see our journey through it.
Okay, now somebody, North Dakota Pink, is asking, what about worms in apples? Is there anything one can do? Last year, our trees had many.
We don't have worms in our apples here.
We just have something that stings them.
We have a bug that goes out there, a horned-looking little old beetle bug that will actually sting the apple on the outside, and it causes little brown rotten spots on them. If we pick them just a touch green, we can usually avoid this, but if we try to leave them on a tree till they're completely ripe, then we lose a lot of ours to that little brown rot that starts on them. But as far as bugs, we don't have a lot of bugs here. I plant garlic chives. I plant garlic and all this stuff up under my trees. I like to paint the bottom of my trees with a good latex, watered down latex paint or lime whitewash on them. And that kind of helps to control some of the problems we have with them. And one thing under apple trees is never mow under an apple tree. Always wait till wintertime to mow. During the summertime, we don't mow under our trees unless we may cut it with a pair of shears. We may cut it like 6 inches or 8 inches deep under the trees. We found out we have better luck by doing that than we do if we cut the grass clean up under them.
Logan's Homestead was asking, what kind of editing do we use? Right now, I'm using Camtasia. We've just started in the last couple of months with that. It was a gift from a friend to us. And so we're learning a new program, and it's pretty awesome. We really like Camtasia. It's easy to do so far. We've not gotten into a lot of detail with it. We're doing the main little.
What's up with that?
I don't know either.
Chat. It's irritating.
It's irritating. But we're doing the simple things on Camtasia. But before that, all we used was Movie Maker. I mean, it's free, and it's really Movie Maker is probably the easiest, cheapest way to do it.
It is. Movie Maker is probably the easiest way to go. And you can do a lot of stuff on Movie Maker.
But now Camtasia allows us to layer things and see it in layers, and that's helping us to add different dimensions to what we are doing.
Yeah, Weldon Anderson says her soil is mostly sand. Is there any way to enrich it without waiting a year for compost? Well, our soil is all sand, and we're constantly in the wintertime. We just deep pile it up with leaves and take the disc and turn it in, and we grow cover crops and turn them in, and we dump. Just dump. They got a place here in town. You can go here where I live at, and you can buy organic soil. So we'll go and just get it and dump it in there.
Patricia Lee wants to know, can we grow summer
savory here?
I don't know.
I don't know. We probably could. We just never have had a use for it, so we haven't grown it.
My hubby does raised beds and some container gardening, but if SHTF, we would not be ready. Well, the thing is, go buy some canned goods and some dried beans. Have a stash regardless of whether you have a huge garden. And when you can find things at farmers markets and things like that, canning is the way to go if you can find it cheap.
Joey Chansey says, how cold is it there in Mississippi tonight? In the morning, the wind chill is going to be 29 degrees. The next morning, it's going to be 29 again.
And we're not looking forward to that because last week they were saying maybe 38.
Yeah.
So it's not going to get down to 29. It'll probably be 30.
Well, no, the wind it'll be 32, but they said the wind chill. Well, they said it'd be 34, but the wind chill is going to be 29.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in the 50s probably right now.
Yeah. Oh, so it's 40. It's 45 right now.
I will send you my backyard if you pay shipping. Oh, she's talking to Dolphin Man.
Oh.
Okay, so now, how much wood do you go through in a winter? The last 2 winters, very little.
Very little last 2 winters. So we haven't had a winter, but usually we go through about. Well, when I had my fireplace, I went through about 9 to 10 cords a year. When we switched over to the all cast iron wood heater, we dropped back to about 4 cords a year.
Yeah, maybe.
And now that we've got the new Ponderosa
and no winter
time,
we probably hadn't even used a cord.
We hadn't even used a cord of wood this year, hardly. So I mean, it's just it's been a lot easier on us this year.
Okay, we have another Roy just came in. I'm trying to see what they're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we popped in for our breakfast surprise with we had quite a variety of people.
We did when we came on the other morning.
Live one morning, we just decided to pop in because we didn't have a video ready, and we ate breakfast with you guys.
Yeah.
That really wasn't the intention, but we went ahead and ate breakfast and had a good time. Had a lot of people we weren't used to seeing on live streams because the people that were up that morning don't make it to the night live streams.
Yeah, and see, we decided to just do this tonight too because there's a lot of y'all that can't make it on Saturday nights, and we don't want to just cater to one particular group of subscribers. We like to kind of give everybody a shot to be able to get out and be able to be a part of our live streams. So sometimes we may go live early in the morning, sometimes we may go in the middle of the day, sometimes we might, like right now, we knew there was nobody on in the network, so we decided to go on and just sit here and chat with y'all for a few minutes.
And our big deal for the week. We kind of overlooked this because we didn't have much time the other night, but money matters.
Yes.
This is a collaboration with Tommy and Patty Alderman, and you guys, if you will, go over to their channel and check them out if you haven't already and watch our series. We have a playlist called Homestead Heart, and it's between Tommy and Patty tell their story, we tell our story, and all of them are in the playlist. And then they came, visited, and we did two sections. Ours was on money, and theirs was on communication. And it's all four of us sitting down talking about this subject in our marriages. And we're going to do another couple of videos probably next month.
Probably next month, yeah.
Yeah. And it's all going to be dealing with how we, as Danny and I, deal with things in our marriage and how Tommy and Patty deal with it in their marriage.
The question was asked, what advice do I have any young homesteaders, and what things do I wish I would have changed if I had it to do all over again, like in my 20s and 30s? Well, the first thing I'll tell you is I would buy more land and I would build a smaller house. Because my house right now is it's over 2,000 square feet. It's too much house for me and Wanda. We don't need this much. I mean, unless we have a lot of company, but the honest to goodness truth is it's hard to heat it. It's hard to cool it. It's hard to clean it. I would have built a smaller home, probably 1,000, 1,100 square feet, maybe 1,200.
And it would be a lot of wood because Danny.
It'd be mostly wood because I love wood. This is a Victorian home that I've built here for myself. It is where I live now. I have too much invested here. The place is worth too much money for me to be able to try to sell it. There's just not that kind of income in this area anymore.
Yeah, that people probably wouldn't.
So I would say build you a nice barn, a lot of land, and as much land as you can afford.
Keep the house small.
Keep the house small. Keep yourself
functional.
Functional. Keep yourself out of debt as much as possible. Try to pay for everything as you go. As a matter of fact, we have a series coming up about how to better make it with a smaller way of living, and maybe going ahead and getting your land, getting it paid for. We feel like that's something that's necessary for the new coming homesteader because it's getting pushed to the wayside and people's not really explaining that. So we have some videos coming up about that. And plus our channel, we told y'all is going to be taking a new direction. We're going to add some things into our channel. We're still going to be doing the homesteading. Now, don't think that we're not, because we are.
This other's just going to be a side.
This other channel will tie in with homesteading, in a different way.
All right. Some of them are asking about storing water, and then Dolphin Man says he was told not to store it in plastic milk jugs, and somebody else was saying to fill empty jars up and put them in the freezer to take up the excess space, and you would have water if the power goes out.
Yeah,
cool water.
You'd have cold water to drink. Yeah, you're actually right about that. You got to have freezer-safe containers to put the water in. And what most people don't realize is, and the thing about plastic is, what they're telling you is plastic, when you freeze it or you heat it, it releases dioxin into your food. After talking to some oncologists, dioxin is one of the #1 reasons for breast cancer in women. And that's probably one reason we're seeing a lot of it. People microwave a lot of their food in plastics. They freeze a lot of their foods in plastics and stuff like that. And the release of dioxin into these foods is causing a lot of breast cancer in women. This is not me now. This is according to the oncologists that I speak with about these type subjects.
Yeah, and Jay Wallace has asked, and won't jars break in the freezer?
They will if you overfill them.
Yeah, you have to leave more space than normal, right?
Yes. Leave instead of the 1 inch head space, you probably want to leave about 2 inches of head space, and you don't want to tighten the lid down real tight.
Yes, homesteading with hope, using the milk jugs and storing them and then using it to flush toilets. Anything like that is perfectly okay.
Yeah.
If you, and in a serious situation, drinking it's probably okay too. It's just not the best ideal situation.
Yeah, let me just explain something to you. One thing I teach taught in survival is when a life-changing event takes place and you can't get to somewhere, organic, throw it out the window. If you just keep yourself healthy as much as possible, but keep your body nourished, because to sit back and say, I'm not going to eat that because it's not organic, and you end up getting your immune system weak and everything like that, you will be one of the first to perish in a situation like that. So you might want to think about those things when it starts coming to just coming down to the brass tacks of survival.
So if you have water, don't say I'm going to sit here and not drink that water that I stored because it's in a plastic jug.
Right.
And thirst to death. I'd be drinking the water.
Drink the water.
Even if you do have some type of purification system, I might
boil
use
it. If you can boil it, do whatever you have to.
I would be doing something. I'd use it. But is it the ideal situation to store water in plastic? Not really for drinking.
Not for drinking.
But in life-changing events, all rules go out the window.
Rocky Brook wants to know, are you on Facebook? Yes.
Yes, we do have a Deep South Homestead Facebook page. I'm also on Instagram. I am on Pinterest. I just don't go over to Pinterest hardly ever. That I don't have time of the day to even get on Instagram, other than maybe every couple of days I'll throw a picture up and then that's it. I don't even know what most people do on Pinterest. Not on Pinterest, on Instagram. I know all they do is post pictures, and I bump over there. And so if anybody's on there that they think I'm ignoring them, no, really, I really never look at Instagram except when I'm posting the picture.
Yeah, Ginger Rose made a comment there about some of the plastics that say they're BPA free are actually more toxic, and she's right about that. There's a lot more different chemical processes that when they take the BPAs out, that makes the plastic even more toxic. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Sometimes we overthink things, and granted, there's a lot of things. If you want to store something really nice, just keep it in stainless steel or keep it in glass to be safer. But if you don't have that means, then do whatever you're able to.
Don Quixote says, no buffering tonight. What is different from Tuesday night instead of Saturday night? It's different nights. I don't know.
Saturday night, there's more people on. We just had
somebody say that they were buffering.
Well, there was somebody said they was buffering a while ago. We were, but it's just that on Saturday nights, there's more people on the internet. I think that YouTube throttles you down. Our phone system here, they throttle us some, so I think that's probably has a lot to do with it. One of the questions ran past us there.
If you posted a question, redo it. I don't know why, but our whole chat is in blue, and and I'm having the awfulest time reading.
Our chat's just like when you drag a mouse and highlight something like you're going to copy it. It's all being highlighted, and I don't know if
we don't know who's doing it or
I don't know if somebody's hacked in and they're actually copying what we've done. If they do, I hope they enjoy it.
Yes. What is Super Chat about tonight?
That
is a new feature.
That's a new feature that YouTube has put out there. They got rid of the fan funding, and they did the Super Chat. If somebody wants to donate money to the YouTube channel that they're watching, they can hit the Super Chat button and donate however much money they want to donate to that channel. Or if you have a particular question you want to get answered, and you hit that Super Chat button and that question pops up, on our side, it does not go away until we answer it.
Yeah, it will leave. We've not had this happen, so we're not 100% sure. But
right.
The deal is, if you put a question there after paying something, we see it until
we've answered it.
Yeah. So, all right. I'm trying to save for a hand pump. Yes, we have one, and Danny doesn't even have it out on the well. We have two wells.
I have two different wells, yes.
One we have the hand pump for, he has a makeshift hand pump on it because he doesn't want anything to happen to the original.
Yeah, I have a nice hand pump, and I also, to be honest with you, I've bought extra leathers and everything to go in the other hand pump. I have new leathers in it now, and I've also bought extra ones. Okay, so let me get this. I'm at the elderly stage. Sorry, I worry about people my age. Youngsters just don't realize our worth, even though we do have the mobility we use. Just
A little slower.
old as dirt. Yes, you're exactly correct. That's one of the things. Um, let me say this: when you get older, like we are,
Let's see if I can stop it.
one of the things you want to do is try to get involved in a community, because if a life-changing event actually takes place, then if you're part of a community, then you're more likely to be taken care of than you are if you're out there on your own, because it's kind of hard once you get older to actually be able to take care of things.
All things good.
Okay, all things good. Danny, did you say to cut off the tops of potato plants if the frost kills them? I have some blooming. Oh, wow. Yours is
You're
already
way ahead of us.
You're way ahead of us if yours is blooming.
Ours are up, what, 6 or 8 inches tall?
Ours is probably 6 or 8 inches tall. The old people used to say when they first started coming up out of the ground, if it was going to freeze, to cut them off. And I have cut mine off when they were real little, but
that fixed it. We must have done something ourselves.
Oh, did we do that? Okay, but I haven't had to cut mine off in quite some time.
Thank you, who told me to do that. That helped. It took that blue away, and it helps us see.
Yeah, we can actually see the chat now. Okay.
Yeah, finally.
Well, we must have done that somehow or other.
Must have clicked somewhere, and I was thinking that, but I couldn't figure out how to get it off. Thank you. That helps so much. I can sit back and at least see now.
Ginger says she's 10 years older than us, and we think we're old. It's not the age on me, it's the miles. You got to understand, I've had just about every bone in my body broke.
I'm not old.
And I've lived a very hard, very rough life.
I'm older than my kids.
And that's why I feel the age, because of arthritis and broken necks and broken backs and all that kind of stuff. I feel these pains. That's why I feel like I've got to do as much as I can as fast as I can, because my days are getting numbered as far as being able to get out and do things.
Okay, did you talk about planting the corn at all?
Not yet. Stephanie says, do you use commercial animal feed or do you grow your own? I grow as much of my own as I can. We've got a corn crib. We fill up as much as we can in the corn crib, and we use it. And once it runs out, then we will buy some commercial feed to feed our animals, because we just don't. And that's one of the things I try to tell people about owning land. If you're going to have animals, it takes a good bit of land to be able to raise the feed to feed those animals. That's one reason we're fixing to start cutting back on some of our larger animals, is because we can't raise enough feed to feed them. And I am not going to be buying this new dicamba feed to feed my animals, if I can help it. So we're going to start making some cutbacks here on our homestead, just simply because I don't have enough land. I only have 10 acres, and you can only do so much with 10 acres of land.
And it's to the point we have to fence more.
Yeah.
And if we had more fencing, we could
If we had more fencing up, we probably could do more animals if we could get them where we could control them in a better environment for them, I suppose.
Do you have a video on the corn crib? Yes.
Yes.
I think it's called, did we do one or several? Because we did the corn crib in stages, and I'm not sure if we have just one video.
I'm not sure if I think we actually have 2 or 3 videos on it. We have some of us building it, and we have some of us actually putting corn in it.
Yeah, and so there may be several. I'm not sure if it's in which one would it be in? I don't know. We've got playlists, but I can't remember what it would be.
Do you have any ideas on how to make money on the homestead? On our particular homestead, we live off of our homestead, and we make our living on our homestead. We sell different things in our Etsy store. I build spoons. I build tortilla presses. I write a book. Wanda's got a cookbook. I mean, we do little things like this along. She crochets some things. We do that, and sometimes we'll put things up on Craigslist to sell.
And I do some herbs. I got into drying some herbs last year, and we're going to do even more this year. And there's things like that we do to make extra money. Yeah. And then what little bit we make on YouTube. That's it. We live on that. That's
basically what we live on. That's the reason I tell you, keep your debts low so that you can live on a smaller amount of money.
All right, ETA on next book. We actually have 3 in the making, and it's simply finding the time right now to get them done. If I had a solid week, I could probably have all 3 of them out, but I don't have a solid week. Every day it's just like today, all day was outside dealing with animals, dealing with plants. And then you come in and you've got things in the house to do. So it's going to be a while, hopefully by the summer, because we'd love to have them by the conference, but there's no way I can have them done.
It's not going to happen, yeah. There's 2 or 3 questions went past me there. Somebody said something about if you had 10 people and only 6 acres of land, what would you find the most important to grow, potatoes or what? I would probably go potatoes. I would grow tomatoes,
green beans,
and green beans. These 3 things and rabbits. I would raise rabbits and I would raise chickens because these are things that can be outsourced in many different ways. Potatoes can be used in an array of different ways. Tomatoes can be used in an array of different ways. There's just so many things you can do with these particular things. Green beans are very prolific. If you live in an area where you can grow pole beans, then the pole ones actually do really good. They bear all summer long. Just those are the kind of things that I would do. Maybe some cucumbers and make some pickles out of, because cucumbers go a long way.
Okay, Robin is asking, do we use essential oils? Yes. I do keep a variety of essential oils here, but I'm also into using the herb naturally. We don't take a lot of herbs. I add a few to different things I eat, and if we get sick, then yes, I will use things, but Danny has his issues with his stomach. Other than that, I'm reasonably healthy, and we do not use any type medications at all.
No, we don't take any medicine.
And very few herbs, but I have them here. I know how to use them, and I know what they're good for.
Yeah.
It's better to be prepared than not prepared.
New farmer says they're fixing to move to their new farm place, their new homestead, and they're going to be debt free. And look, thumbs up to you, my friend. I'm always glad to see somebody be able to be debt free. Wanda and I are debt free, and we're excited about how it feels. We always tell people, try to stay debt free if you can, because it really takes a lot of stress out of life. You don't have to have near as much money to function. What
is the best herbs to use for cancer?
Oh man, the
red
best
clover tea. There's an herbal blend called Essiac. It's ESSIAC.
Yeah, ESSIAC.
It's a combination of sheep sorrel.
There's a lot of things in there.
There's 4 main ingredients.
Yeah.
But sheep sorrel.
Slippery elm.
Yeah, slippery elm. What's the other 2?
Anyway,
we had a bag of that here, and
I had
thrown
a bag
it out
of it
because it was old.
It got to be old, but let me tell you something about cancer, because I did about 10,000 hours worth of research into cancer. Cancer is one of those things that cancer cannot thrive in an oxygenated body. Mm-hmm. Cancer loves sugar, so the more sugar you stay away from, the less you feed the cancer. There's certain fruits out there like strawberries. Strawberry has a chemical in it that when you eat it, the cell structure will open up to eat the sugar inside the strawberry, but there's a chemical in the strawberry that will actually attack the interior nucleus part of the cell and destroy the cancer cell and keep it from going more maverick on you. There's just a lot of different things out there.
A lot of fruits will help.
A lot of different fruits will help, but be very careful, because don't just cut sugar out altogether. Try to get your sugar through natural things like plants, because the brain needs sugar and fat to work. If you cut too much sugar out, then you end up with brain fog, and you're not very cognitive. Gosh, I could sit here and talk about cancer for hours, because literally, I'm not lying to you.
He did a lot of research into it, and I did a lot of studying years ago, because my mother-in-law at the time had cancer, and she went on a hallelujah diet.
Yeah.
And with that, you go on, you do juicing for the most part. You eat no foods, you juice, you drink a green juice. You juice carrots. There were several things that she did, and she did it for over a year. and her pain went from about a 10 down to 1 or 2 during that year. And she did really well, but then she decided to add meat back in to her diet and different things. And when she did, her cancer spiked and she went down within 2 months and died a few months later. And so I know the juicing works, and Danny does too.
Yeah, the juicing works. Like if you juice, I used to juice for my wife who had cancer. I used to juice organic carrots, organic apple. I take 8 carrots, 1 apple, and a piece of ginger and put it in there. And literally her immune system was like spiked out. And because when you juice the carrots down like that, your body doesn't have to break the carrots down, doesn't have to break the apple down. Your cells get the benefit from it immediately, you know. Gosh, there's so many questions have gone by. I've been trying to sit here and watch
Let
them.
It Snow and 2 or 3 others are asking, will we do a class on cancer?
Actually, cancer is what's killing this country, and it's through the use of chemicals,
because
pesticides and stuff like that.
Most people are staying, I mean, even Danny stays away from certain foods, but it's not necessarily the food he's staying away from. It's the chemicals that's in the food.
I mean, you can take things like a lot of your brassicas, your broccolis, your kales, different things like that have natural sulfonicides in them that actually kill the cancer cells. But you have to understand, a lot of these are not designed to kill cancer once it's gotten rampant in your body. They're designed as a preventative for cancer. In other words, all cancer is a disease of the immune system. Everybody has cancer cells in their body. It just depends on how strong your immune system is. If your immune system gets too weak, then cells can go maverick on you and actually destroy your immune system and kill you.
All right, Ginger Rose is saying something about loquats. Do we still have seed, or do we
I have some loquat seeds planted. They have not come up yet. I don't know how long it's supposed to take them to come up.
No, yeah.
But I have some planted in the greenhouse, hoping to be able to get them. But you know, juicing is probably the best way to go. Actually, before the Great Flood in the Bible, nobody ate meat. It was strictly a vegetarian diet at that time, and it was God's plan, I believe, for man to eat mainly vegetables. But you have to understand that the body needs vitamin B12 to function, and there is a couple of plants that provide vitamin B12. But the highest thing in B12 right now that Wanda and I use is lamb meat. You can get it from different meats. You can get some of it from eggs, but not eggs, but proteins from eggs. The B12 comes mainly from the lamb and stuff like that. Your red meats, it's real good in. Turkey breast, chicken breast, things like this are high in vitamins B12.
Okay, and the last video we did was our grocery haul.
Yes.
Guys, we're serious about staying out of the grocery store.
Yeah.
And we made the commitment this year not to buy a lot. Yeah, we buy some junk. Danny did buy some chips.
I bought some chips that almost killed me. Let me tell you something. I ate those chips, and for like a week, I stayed doubled up with my stomach. I knew better than to do it, but I was just hoping that we could. Logan's Homestead, do y'all have chinquapin trees on y'all's land?
Everywhere.
Yes, we do. They're everywhere. Matter of fact, I have some growing in a pot out here in front of my barn that I've actually started.
Yeah, we actually have sold some of those because he did manage to get some started in pots, because we had several people that live in the area asking for them for their place.
And I actually planted some in some pots, some of the nuts, and actually got them growing.
Okay, now back to my grocery haul.
Yeah.
We don't go to the grocery store, but about once a month, if we forget something or need something, we will stop in, but most of the time it's once a month. And when we buy, we make do the rest of the month. And we probably, I told Danny, in the last 3 months have eaten more of our canned things, and we've had a lot of company.
We've had a lot of company.
Dealt with it too. But we have eat out of our canned goods a lot. But we still, if you saw in the grocery haul thing, the cellar's still full.
Yeah.
And we're getting into the season where we're fixing to start canning. Our mulberries right now are starting, if this freeze doesn't
kill them.
I'm already picking mulberries on one tree. So the other 2 are loaded. And then the huckleberries are loaded. So that means we're going to be doing jams and jellies within a month if this freeze doesn't kill them. If it kills all of them, we won't have that jams and jellies this year.
Right. Okay. New farmer is asking, do we have a juicer that we use? Yes, we have a Champion juicer that we use. It has a very heavy engine on it. It does fantastic. You put anything in it, all the juice comes out, the dry pulp goes out the other end. The dry pulp will actually go to the animals, the pigs and stuff like that, and we drink the juice out of it.
What is a chinkapin? It looks like
it is a wild chestnut.
Yeah, it looks like a chestnut,
like a
only
chestnut.
It's about the size of
about a dime.
A dime or something, where chestnuts are bigger.
Yeah.
But it's basically the same thing, but it's just smaller.
Yeah, it's just a southern wild chestnut's what I call it. It grows wild in the woods.
All right, now Dofferman asked this earlier, and I meant to answer it. Danny, what will people do if the internet goes off? They'll go crazy because people are used to having this quick fix with talking.
The internet is a quick fix. It's a way for all of us to stay communicating with one another. That's why I made the comment a while ago. If you're older or if you're younger, try to get in a community and try to get yourself involved with people around you in some way or form if you can.
All right, would a steam juicer work?
Yes.
Yes, we have a steam.
Well, now let me put it this way.
It changes the flavor.
It changes the flavor of it, and the steam does take some of the nutrition out of it.
Yeah, but now I like my steam juicer. It works wonderfully for making jams and jellies. But if you're going to be drinking something, I'd advise hand juicing or running it through a regular juicer like the Champion juicer.
Yeah.
They make other juicers.
They make other juicers, but the Champion is my favorite of all of them. I mean, it's just easy to.
Yeah, there's a few others. The Champion's just the best that we've found.
I got to go back.
Hey, Jen.
She's been on for a few minutes here. I saw her a while ago.
She's making elk steaks with our steak recipe.
Okay. Do we eat wild cherries? No. I do not eat wild cherries. As a matter of fact, I cut down every wild cherry tree here that I can because the wild cherry is the one tree that carries the diseases that attacks a lot of your peaches and plums and stuff like that. So we try to cut them down. And plus, if you have goats in the fall when the leaves fall off, they are toxic to animals like that. And New Farmer says, how do you sell eggs to people that live in a country that have chickens of their own? You don't.
Yeah, we sold eggs for a while, and when eggs were high, people bought our eggs like crazy. We could not keep enough eggs. But when eggs went down to what, now $1 or less a dozen, we couldn't sell eggs if we had to. They'd rather go to Walmart. Yeah, it's just very, 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 very hard. One thing if the internet goes down is to have a lot of, right now what we do is we stock up on books. So that if the internet goes down, we have it in hard copy. We advise everybody to do that. Yes, we have a supply of herb books. We have a supply of animal books, medical planning books. I mean, just Foxfire, the whole series of Foxfire. I advise all these books for people. We have a huge gardening books, organic gardening books, just anything like companion planting books, anything like that. Because if you're into crocheting or sewing, anything that you think you might be interested in or you might need, how to make your own soaps. We have some of those. I'm trying to think what else. Canning. We have all kinds of canning. Yeah. We have all kinds of cookbooks. Anything you think you would need that you pull up on the internet, buy a book. Yes, the oldest dirt is right. People do not realize that the bleach and the chemicals that's being used on store-bought eggs, and almost about 98 to 99% of all store-bought eggs are at least 6 weeks old before they ever make it to a grocery store shelf. Mm-hmm. So don't think when you go to the grocery store and you buy eggs that you're getting fresh eggs, because you're not. Yeah, and Donna Norris is saying even know how to forage plants in your area. I have a huge supply of how to identify herbs, and that was something that I did years ago. I love plants and I love the herbs we have growing here. There's all kind of edibles here, and we're going to have a video coming up. We have a video coming up within the week.
Yeah, probably about maybe next week before
It'll probably be next
it'll be next week before it comes out.
Yeah, because that's one of my favorite things to do is forage.
Okay.
Herbal and holistic health books. Yes, that's like my shelf.
Yeah, we're definitely believers in that. There's a lady not far from me who is selling eggs for $1.50 a dozen. Isn't that ridiculously low? Actually, at the grocery store here where we live at, you can buy them for 90 something cents a dozen.
Yeah, but we're not selling our eggs under $3.
No,
I don't care how cheap they
no,
go.
our eggs are $3 a dozen. If somebody wants them, I don't care. It's just the bottom line.
Have you seen how they radiate meat for sale in the stores? Homegrown is the best.
Yes, as a matter of fact, it's not only meat that's radiated. Every vegetable in a grocery store, whether it's fresh or what, has been irradiated. They do that to give it a longer shelf life because if you don't, the plants have natural acting enzymes in them that are alive and they will actually rot faster. But if they irradiate them, then they will not die. They will not rot, I mean.
Okay, Chillin' Silly mentioned water purification books. I think that's very important because 99% of the people do not know how to purify water, and that's going to be one of the main things that people may need to know.
Yeah.
And so that's a good idea to have water purification books.
Stephanie's asking, do you dehydrate a lot of your produce?
I do some.
We do dehydrate a good bit.
I want an Excalibur. When I get an Excalibur,
if we ever get an Excalibur,
I'm going to be dehydrating fool.
We'll be dehydrating fools. That's all right. That's for sure.
Do I clean eggs that have chicken poop on them? Yes, that's one of the jobs I hate to do is clean eggs. I bring them in and they sit on the cabinet a couple of days. And then when I'm running out in the refrigerator, I'll clean like 2 or 3 dozen eggs and put them back in the fridge. And a couple of days later, I've got 2 or 3 more.
Yeah,
I just don't like cleaning eggs.
Eggs is one of those things. She just gets frustrated with them, but we don't put them up in the refrigerator. In other words, once we wash ours, they're refrigerated, and we've had them for up to a month, and we don't have any problem with them.
We've never had a problem with eggs. They usually don't go past a month here because the way the amount of chickens we have and the production we have, we were up 5 or 6, 7 dozen when Dirt Patch comes. Yeah. We kind of went down
to about 2 dozen.
2 dozen, but over the next couple of days, we'll be back up 5 or 6.
New Farmer says, I love foraging. He says, know a lot about that subject. The military taught me a lot about that. Yes, that's one of the good things about some people who served in special branches, especially special forces or anything like that. They teach you a lot about how to survive. They take you off out there and drop you out, and you learn a lot. You learn a lot by doing that.
Do we ever do classes for new homesteaders? We haven't done any classes. I guess our live stream is as close to a class as we have. But yes, I guess at some point we might try to do a certain subject and try to stick to it. But every time we do that, we get sidetracked off in left field.
Kathy says, do you store eggs for a long time? We'll store them for probably a month and a half.
No longer than a month and a half. And then
because we don't, we eat our eggs so fast, they don't usually last that long.
Now, I do have some that I've frozen. And they have been, I've had them probably 3 months. So we'll probably be using those and rotating out. But back when we had a lot of eggs in November, I think, or December, somewhere in there, and I knew Dirt Patch was coming for the first time, I froze a lot of eggs so that I wouldn't lose so many. Instead of we were getting lots of eggs at a time. So, I do freeze some, and I keep them longer. You are going to be in Tennessee. Yes, May 6th.
Yes.
If nothing happens, we will be at the Great Appalachian Conference, May 6th in Crossville,
Tennessee. Yep.
And there's going to be a lot of great people there, y'all. Yeah, I think we're going to have a ball.
Yep. Well, okay. How many chickens should I start with? Now that depends on you. How big of a family you have. What's your expectations? Different things like that. I would start off with probably 10, and see how that goes.
How Wallace Knife Works. Yeah, we popped on just because.
Logan's Homestead. Have you ever fished in the Mississippi River? Yes, I have. I fished in there quite a bit, but it's been many years ago. I actually used to fish for the white perch, sockeye, whatever you want to call them. And I caught a tremendous amount of them out of the Mississippi River. Okay.
So Wallace Knife Works. We hope to see you this weekend.
I hope to see you, Ricky, this weekend. If everything goes all right.
So we have kind of.
Susan's right about eggs. If you're in doubt, do the float test. If that egg floats, get rid of it.
Chunk it out.
Chunk it out.
And that's usually what I do. If I know my eggs have been sitting in the refrigerator, say a month to a month and a half, I put them in water, and if they float, I get rid of them. I usually don't have more than one, maybe two at a time out of 3 or 4 dozen. So at 6 weeks, most of them are still good.
Yeah, most of them are still good, yeah. Do you still fish, and would you smoke them for the pantry? I don't get to fish as much as I used to, and the temperature here is not cold enough to smoke fish. I mean, it just stays too hot here. Now we do get a few days during the wintertime that might be cold enough to actually do the smoking, but we don't really get enough cold weather to do that.
Yeah, but we would like to have some fish because that's something we're wanting to do is start relaxing some. But since he's taking on a new project, I don't know if that's going to happen. But after the new project,
is finished, it will happen. Y'all are going to see this new project I have started, hopefully by, what we say, Friday of this week, maybe?
Yes, I think it's going to be
Probably be Friday. We'll have the video up about the new direction that we're going to be carrying our homestead in.
And after that, a year or so down the road, maybe we'll go fishing. Just saying.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
I've been trying to talk him into taking me fishing forever, and we just hadn't done it.
Yeah, we don't have much time. I mean, that's the bottom line. Whenever you don't have an income, and your income is your farm, then your farm becomes your business
and your
life and everything. And we don't go to the grocery store. We only have about $150 a month we can spend on food at the grocery store. So if we don't raise it, we starve. That's the bottom line. Danny, all the old farmers tell me not to eat anything from Aldi. We don't have an Aldi here, so I can't really answer that. I don't know anything about it.
All right, William
McFadden says, how do you freeze eggs?
Okay, what I usually do is if I have these little snack bags, I take and scramble 2 or 3 eggs. I just lightly scramble them, and I pour them in a snack bag, and I make sure all the air is out, and I put them in freezer bags. That way I have 2 to 3 eggs ready when I want it, and I know how many is in each little snack bag. Yeah. And if I'm doing a cake or something, I can take them out and freeze them. And I mash them down where they're real flat. They freeze real fast. They thaw out real fast. You can use them as scrambled eggs when you want scrambled eggs, and you can take out a pack and you let them thaw a few minutes, throw them over in a skillet, scramble them up, taste just like fresh. You can use them in any, making cornbread or cakes or whatever. Yeah. They work awesome that way. I do not do the whole shell thing.
No. We take ours out of the shell and actually whip them up.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of...
Don't beat them a lot.
No, I only beat them like 2 or 3 times just to kind of mix them together.
Mix the yolk in with the white.
And then freeze them.
And freeze it, yeah.
But I make sure I put them in a sandwich bag and in a freezer bag so that you don't get freezer burnt.
Susan said I might qualify for disability benefits. I spent years and years trying to get it, and they told me that I would not be able to get it till I'm old enough to draw my Social Security. I could never draw disability or anything. They told me that don't even worry about it.
Okay, looking forward. In a girly overall. I have worn Danny's overalls before. I don't own a pair of overalls. I mean, I haven't even looked for a pair, but yeah, I thought last year that I might get a pair of overalls. I just hadn't done it yet.
Yeah, Old as Dirt says they've always scrambled theirs before freezing them.
Yeah, it just makes life easier. They stack really flat.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do a bunch of eggs in a spot this
we
big.
we
You
just
could
put them
do
in
dozens
Ziploc
of
bags,
eggs.
and they lay down real flat and thin. You can put a lot of them in a thing.
Okay.
New farmer asks, is there a list somewhere of the homesteading things that's going on? We're at Appalachia Homestead and conferences.
Yeah, ours, the one we're going to is May the 6th in Crossville, Tennessee. It's called the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference. And she has a page on Facebook that you can go to for all the details. And then the only other one that I know of is in October, and I don't know the dates, but it is going to be in Virginia. And I can't tell you where. I forgot the details on that one, but they are called I don't forgot American Home.
The Great American Homestead or something.
Might be American Homesteading Conference or something
like that. It's
on Facebook too, but I mean, you might can type in something about homesteading conferences and it'd probably bring it up.
Dolphin Man says he wonders if the Social Security checks will stop if it gets bad. That's always a possibility because we're so many $1 trillion deep in debt that if the American dollar was to collapse for any reason, it's quite possible that Social Security checks would stop.
Yes, and how long can you freeze eggs for?
Probably indefinitely.
I would say at least, I don't know, you might could keep them for a year, I'm not sure, but I would say at least check them at 6 months. I wouldn't go past 6 months without trying.
The Mother Earth News Conference is also the same weekend that we're going to be in Crossville, Tennessee. They're going to be down close to Asheville, somewhere down there.
Yes.
We're on the 6th and the 7th, I believe.
I think Art and Bree is coming by Crossville and then going on to the Mother Earth because they're speaking at both.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here.
Not sure what else. Homesteaders of America is in Warrington, Virginia, October 14th.
Thank you.
I knew it was something to do with America. I just couldn't remember how it was worded.
Trump says he's going to increase Social Security benefits. Well, that would be great if he did, but
don't hold your breath.
Don't hold your breath. Yeah.
Is it May yet? Yes, Jen's super excited. She's going to be there. We're going to get to hug her neck and spend some time with her in Crossville, Tennessee, and a whole lot of other people because we've had, I don't know, numerous people tell us they're going to be there.
Yeah, there's a lot of people said they want to come there and see us. I don't know why, but
we're looking forward to it.
We're looking forward to meeting everybody. It's because like I've always told y'all, you know what we look like. We don't have a clue what y'all look like.
And if we have another surprise this weekend. A couple of them.
What? Oh, yeah. Our new shirts from Deep South Homestead will be arriving this weekend, supposedly. We're going to have shirts on our Etsy store that says Deep South Homestead across the front.
Well, they're not going to be on our Etsy. They're going to go through another website.
Right.
Yeah.
But we will have them up. We have another company that's going to be handling these shirts for us. And it'll have Deep South Homestead right across the front of it here with a porch swing on it. And on the back of one of them will say, work smarter, not harder. And the other one will say,
Garden of Eating.
Garden of Eating. Not Eden, but EATING. So those T-shirts will be up for sale if you wanted one of Deep South Homestead's T-shirts.
Maybe by next week. We're not 100% sure yet when the actual site's going to be up. Okay, what goes on at conferences? Okay, we're not really sure. We're just headed there.
I have been asked if I will speak at the conference.
Yes, Danny is speaking at 1 o'clock if things don't change.
Yeah.
On May 6th. And there's going to be numerous speakers. J. Noel Zero is going to be there speaking. Starry Hilder is going to be there speaking.
Patera,
what's the guy's name? Old Alabama Gardner.
Alabama Gardner's going to be there. Mike Pratt.
Jenny Pratt.
She's going to be doing her...
she's going to teach a crocheting
class. I'll be talking there about gardening and really whatever subject I want to talk about, to be honest.
And then I just saw today there's a basket weaving class. We have a dog training class.
Was there something there about genealogy or something else?
Yes, I Jim
Buckmeyer.
Buckmeyer is going to be doing something, not with genealogy, but history.
History.
He is a huge history guy that is like awesome. I think he was there last year. So, and then there's many, many more. I can't remember all of them.
There's a lot more.
But every hour there's going to be somebody teaching, numerous probably somebodies. But we're hoping that, I told Danny, if somebody I want to hear's teaching while he's going on, I hear him all the time. I'm going to go listen to them. And
no, she's going to sit beside me because y'all going to ask her questions too.
I don't think so. Yeah. I'll go listen to somebody and come back and say, oh, did it go well? He's picking on me.
She's a bottler, says that we're going to do a video. You know, I don't actually know if they allow videos to be shot there.
We haven't asked that yet.
I'm not 100% sure. I'll find out though. And if there is a video, you know, they may let us shoot them.
I think Patera has been asked several times about videotaping each section and then putting each speaker up. So that everybody that can't go can see.
Well, maybe they could purchase the CD or whatever.
Yeah, that may be an option.
That may be an option. To her. Yeah, Ginger, a lot of people have told us they wanted to go, and
if you want to get the tickets, I think it's Eventbrite. I said Ever the other day because I just glanced at what it said, but I think it's called Eventbrite.com. But Patera has a site on Facebook called The Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference.
Okay,
are we about through tonight? So
yeah, I think we need to it's getting bedtime. It's been a long day today.
Yeah, a lot of these conferences are they're in the east more or less. Tennessee's kind of middle America, Virginia's more east.
Yeah.
And the people that are out west feel left out. So maybe there's somebody out west that could dream up a conference and start one somewhere in the middle of the west.
New Farmer says, what part of Tennessee is it? It's in Crossville, Tennessee, just north of Knoxville. Or will it be just northeast of Knoxville, Tennessee? But Crossville, Tennessee.
Yeah. All
right. We have got to get off here and go to bed.
We have a couple of prayer requests, I think.
We have a few people that's asked us to.
One guy did not really ask for prayer, but his name is Milt, M-I-L-T. He had sent us a message, and through reading his message, I thought we should have a prayer for him. We still have Lisa Booker and her husband, Mary Reed, Donna Morris, and our friend Pam. Min Pam,
from A View as a View.
And her friend who has cancer. And I know there's probably many, many more. How tall am I? She's going to create me. I am 5'8". So you're going to create me some girly overalls. Good.
Cool.
I like cute patches and weird colors. No, Danny's going to say he's going, really? No, but still, I'm 5'8". Okay, so you want to?
No, Tawana, we're not going to be giving away any more tickets. They only allowed us so many to give away.
Unless she,
Unless Patera tells us that she wants to do it, you know.
Yeah, right now, she did give some. Who gave the last ones away? Somebody. She's been going through each one of the channels, and each one has been given away tickets. So I'm not sure she's made it through all of them. And if I hear of any that's being given away, I'll post it on our Facebook channel. So that y'all would have a chance. So if y'all keep up with us on Facebook, that might give you a chance to.
Yeah.
Okay, they're putting up some prayer requests here. I see several.
Yeah.
Mary, thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna need to get off of here, y'all, so we can go to bed. It's way past our bedtime, you know.
Yeah, this time change is messing with us.
This time change is screwing us bad. So.
But we appreciate each one of you that showed up tonight. Our spontaneous night.
Our spontaneous night. We just decided to jump on here and give some of y'all an opportunity that's not able to make it on Saturday nights. Give you a chance to ask some questions and let y'all know that we care about you as much as we do anybody else. We try to make ourselves available to as many people as possible. So we love y'all and just want to tell you how much we appreciate you. And
Addie girls, we'll see you this weekend too.
Yes, and y'all have a great night because we're fixing to shut her down and we're going to call it a night.
You're going to pray first?
Yeah, I always like to do that. So we're going to close in a word of prayer. Father, we thank y'all. Thank you tonight, Lord, for just being so good to us. Father, you give us more than we deserve, that's for sure. And you make life a lot more simpler than what it needs to be for us. There's so many conveniences in life that we do. A lot of times we don't even have to struggle, Father. Things is just right there at our fingertips. And I know it's not like that in every land on the earth. I know that America is a blessed country. And Father, I pray you'll continue to bless us, even though our country continues to turn its back upon you. We beg for forgiveness in that area. And Lord, we got a lot of good people watching here tonight. A lot of people that are honest, a lot of people that are sincere, hardworking people. Lord, people that want to get back to the natural and just the way of life that you planned on it being from the beginning. And Father, I pray that you allow each and every one of them to be able to find their own path in this world and be able to get back to being a homesteader if that's what they desire to do. And Father, if they desire to move to the country, then make that happen for them, Lord. And Father, we know that there's some serious things coming down the pipe, and we try not to let those things bother us because you told us that in the last days that these things have to come to pass, and we have to understand that that's just the way it's going to be. But Lord, we beg you for wisdom and for guidance and for understanding and knowledge to be able to, when these evil days come upon us, that we're able to withstand them, Lord, and we're able to work our way through them. And Father, we just praise you for I don't even know why you even take time out of your life for us, but thank you for showing grace and mercy to us, Lord, and for giving us the ability to just rise up every morning when we do. And we want to give you all the honor, glory, and praise for everything in our lives now. We ask these things in thy name. Amen. Okay, guys, we're going to get off of here, and we're going to try to get ourselves a little bit of nap time in, and we will see y'all again Saturday night. Be sure to watch Deep South Homestead. Remember, we have cookbooks up for sale. We have sweet potato manuals up for sale. If you're interested in any of these, you can go over to our Etsy store. I'll probably be putting up some more wooden spoons here before long. If you want any, then just put your name in the pot, and I'll try to get some made and try to get them out there to you.
Yeah, and just remember, T-shirts soon. Hopefully.
Yep. Hopefully we'll have our T-shirts.
We've been wanting to do this for a long time, and through Patera, we found a guy that does shirts, and he's really reasonable, and he does a bang-up job, so we're looking forward to working with him, and we think you guys will be pleased with that too. So,
all right.
Y'all have a good night.
Y'all have a great night.
Check out tomorrow's video on getting ready for a freeze.
All right. Talk to y'all later.